We are back. Yes, it's the catch. And I have my brother here again to talk about some more rap beef. The Gucci and Jeezy. That is going to be the main topic today. And we're going to dive right in it. I have Beastie Bragg. He's go by a bunch of different names. He'll tell you them.
Beastie be my name. All social media, be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Don't really matter. I'm the only nigga named Brad in the country as far as I'm concerned, so it is what it is.
And with that being said, let's dive into this Gucci Jeezy. So, do you don't? I know you don't look at it as a winner or loser, do you?
Nah, they both got paid for that shit.
They both made massive money. The streams was 7 billion. You see, they put the numbers out after like two, 3 days. It was 7 fucking billion.
It's a nice chunk of change saying that you get a little piece of something for 1,000 streams, a million streams. So
yeah,
that's a good look.
Yeah, and it was the 7 billion counted up Apple TV streams, Apple Music, YouTube, Instagram. It was like 7 different things where everything, and then they accumulated. And it's not too many people getting a piece of that pie. Truth be told, you got 4 rappers and Apple.
Yeah, well, I mean, they facilitating it, so usually the people that set the shit up, they usually get the big chunk of the pie.
Yeah, that'd be
the performers get a crumb.
I don't think it's set up like that because this is also new, and the people that set up is also rappers or that not their producers, Swiss and Timberland.
I mean, that's cool.
You know what I mean? So
I don't really have an opinion about how it's set up. I just know that everybody needs to see that because this has been ruined for 15 years. Like, we were kids.
Yeah, I think
young adults when the shit when the beef started and we all in line like ooh, like, so it doesn't hit me the same 15 years later as it did then. Like, if this would happen like when the shit was fresh,
yeah,
oh my god,
yeah. But crazy. I think people don't realize that this happening should have helped the culture. Instead, you got people like, even like me, because like I was in it, like, shit, Gucci won that, bro, like, and he got style points. I still stand by that too, like, but I don't even watch none of the verses or anything, but if I go through it and I go through each song or whatnot, I'm like, yeah, I'm leaning more towards Gucci. But what I think people miss is they drop the beef, they trying to get other people to drop and see that it's uncalled for. It's not necessary. Last week was King Von.
Yeah.
This week we see two niggas who, and someone actually died behind it.
Well, drop it. But beef is deadly in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people say it's beef because you and this person have a disagreement.
That's the thing. That's the hidden message in this is if we actually have a conversation,
I mean,
it don't got to be deadly or any beef.
Well, what I've been told as a young dude is, the great Pimp C said, men put their differences aside so nobody's lives are in danger. That's understandable.
Yeah.
But it's hard to sit up here and take that advice in the situation of Gucci where a motherfucker come up and try to snuff you out and say I'm the bigger man. Like,
so
you can fuck my woman, I'll let that go because she let you do it. Like, you ain't breaking my house with no gun to her head. She did that to spite me. So you can have the filthy woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you tried to kill me, I'm not going to be easy with you or around you. And that's just the way it is because that ain't got nothing to do with being no grown man. My life is important. And the moment whatever reason you justified coming at me with that for, you can't say I'm sorry. Because what if you fuck around and pull a hit and miss me but shoot my grandmama?
Or my child.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, my fault. Ain't no my fault, nigga. You need to watch your ass forever.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you die, somebody you love need to watch the ass. And that ain't no gangster shit. It's just man shit. Like, bro, you don't get to do that to nobody. So you sit up here and try to be the bigger man on this high thing. Yeah, I understand we getting together for the culture, but nigga, address that part in front of your fucking fans, people that ride or die for you.
So,
like,
but is Jeezy at fault for dude getting killed? Because
you put money in the poor motherfucker's hands. Yes, you are.
But he said it to the streets and niggas jumped on it. He probably said some shit behind the scene.
Of course he did. He ain't gonna tell you everything because then he'd be implicated.
Right.
Yeah, Gucci beat the murder case for self-defense, but nigga, if you pay a nigga to do some horrible shit, you're a conspirator.
Right.
That's the same sense as the motherfucker pulled the trigger. You know what I'm saying?
People are saying that Gucci's a snitch for bringing it up during the verses. But what people don't realize is Jeezy said the shit in the whole damn song.
Well, how are you a snitch? How are you a snitch for somebody trying to kill you?
Yeah.
And tell them what the fuck happened.
Well, that goes to your boy 6ix9ine.
Because you're a snitch. If me and Jeezy are together, we do a crime, and I tell on him. That's snitching.
Yeah.
A nigga tried to kill you, and you know who did it, and you can't get to him. You supposed to tell the police. Let's not listen to what these little young motherfuckers talk about. Because they think anything is snitching. If you, let's not follow the G code.
If I leave my car running around the store and a motherfucker take it and I call the police like, yo, man, somebody took my car, this is my license plate. Motherfuckers gonna say that's snitching.
Yeah. They you know,
and I don't sell drugs or gangbang no more. But motherfuckers gonna say that's snitching. And that's not snitching.
But listen.
I'm supposed to just let you tear my shit up.
Look at who's telling you it's snitching.
Right. The motherfuckers
look at the motherfuckers who are talking and running their mouth about what you should have done.
Right.
These are not always the people in the position to make the moral thing. Understand this. There is no more G code. There is no G code. These little motherfuckers are doing what the fuck they want to do. To the point where no one is safe.
Yeah. No
one is safe. I don't want to hear about, oh, I did that wrong. Nigga, your street knowledge come from the first 48. Lil Durk's last album, that's where your street knowledge come from. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's another thing is,
you know what I'm saying?
These niggas is out here running blind and leading their people that's following them, which is someone younger than them, someone of their age.
I won't say young. I'll say somebody overly impressionable.
Yeah.
Because it's grown niggas that are falling into the young motherfuckers because he's just, like,
it's sad.
It's
but
weird.
They end up dead or in jail.
It's weird. But you know what? The thing that struck me, because the battle happened on Thursday.
Right.
Motherfuckers spent the whole weekend arguing about what two men were doing. Now,
I got a theory about that, though.
I can understand the music part.
I think that was Facebook.
But when people are making it about another nigga's money, that's when I just lost. Like, hold up, what? Why do y'all care who owns half of Atlanta? And y'all live in Atlanta.
Facebook's new update makes everything 2 days late.
Like, the algorithm, yeah, of course.
They don't put you, like, you might post today, but they don't float it around at a high value until 2 days later. They do it with everybody. So, like, the day of the verses, I didn't see nobody's status. No one's comment. I made like 7 or 8, and then come Saturday morning while I'm at work bored, everybody's just popping up, and then it says 2 days ago, and I'm hitting like, I'm laughing, and I'm like, 2 days ago.
I'm constantly refreshing my timeline, and it still didn't say nothing. It said the shit that they wanted me to say. That is true.
So I think people were talking about, but I think the algorithm was like set it up like that because, like, even though you coming across some new shit that's funny or some new shit that like made you like, what the fuck is he talking about, or whatever, however you felt about someone's status, something shocked you, and it was just because Facebook's algorithm pushed you back to 2 days. That's my theory behind it. Like, if I get on Facebook right now, everything on there is from 2 days ago.
Yeah, I mean,
you'll get like 1 or 2 things from today. Your close friends actually pop up today. That's what it is. So my close friends or anybody I talk to on constant pops up right away on my timeline, but everything else is 2 days ago.
That just
it's weird. It's weird as hell.
It's weird, but it has its place. It's like this. The internet was shut down. Now you can imagine, because me personally, I don't fuck with Young Jeezy. Just haven't. But just because I don't fuck with him doesn't mean I don't like his music.
Right.
He had like
He got
killers.
some bangers.
He had some killers.
Hey, he didn't play Tear the Pussy Up or Bang with Lil Scrappy T.I. And those was 2 automatic winners to me.
That's true. I mean, but Gucci didn't play up. Like,
But
come on.
Gucci didn't play a bunch of shit too.
Why'd you play Lemonade, nigga?
Bro, I hated Lemonade.
No, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
You
I know
play that
you
shit all the time.
That was some cool ass shit that a nigga wasn't supposed to make. But he put that in the battle. There's a lot of shit you left out on the table. And you only get 20 songs. I understand
They
that.
did 25 though. The last one being Icy.
What? That's cool. They supposed to do that for the culture. This to bring the whole idea of brotherhood together.
When Jeezy played the song with Shorty Low, Gucci should have played his banger with Gucci Low. I mean Gucci Low.
Who the fuck
Shorty
is
Low.
that? Made up a rapper?
Shorty Low.
The hell?
So then at the end of that round, he goes, "Oh, Shorty saved you. You got that round." Gucci says that. "Oh, Shorty saved you. You should have played your banger because Shorty Low was even better."
But it was scripted.
Yeah.
I don't know why niggas act like
it was
like. Listen, he was talking cash money shit about the old boy that died. I was like, bro, if that's really your nigga, man, the battle's over.
Right.
Cause I started to put this shit up the day it happened. I mean the day after, because when the shit came on, I was leaving work, and I'm up here. I got my earmuffs on. I got my earpods on. I'm listening to this shit like, yeah, oh my, this shit's hard. But I'm like, I only got an hour left at the job. If they find I'm listening to this shit, nigga, it may be my last day. So I'm up here listening to all this shit, and it's a time capsule. All these songs came up, and I'm like, man, this is back when I was going to the little clubs and shit, and I remember every fight that came on there, every song that I listened to. So it was a nostalgic feeling.
I think that's why a lot of people in my circle lean towards Gucci. It's because
we had his mixtapes and shit like that.
Right. We grew up on that shit. Like, that was us. Like, I remember doing this to this song. I mean, like, man, it was an emotional feeling for us, and so like that's why I said everybody judges different.
Well, they gravitate towards what they were used to. Now, listen, I told motherfuckers I don't fuck with G's like that, but there was no denying that Thug Motivation. Yeah. Like, I listened to it again the other day. I was like, nigga, all these motherfuckers are hits.
Classic.
Like, when Thug Motivation came out, Power 107, or it was 107 at the time. Yeah. They played that shit on there, and they edited it out. Like, back then, if they played your whole album in there, it was a banger. Because they only did that for a couple albums. Yeah. They did that for that, Get Rich or Die Trying. I forget which DMX album they did that shit for. But that shit was true. Now, you can't hate on Gucci Mane's mixtape grind. The nigga was coming out with mixtapes when he was in prison.
107 mixtapes.
Nigga. It's only one person's run that was not
Wayne.
Wayne's mixtape hustle was crazy,
but I don't think Wayne put out more than
he didn't. But
Wayne's
count right at the top, man, was a lot longer than people thought it was gonna be. Because I'm like, man, this nigga Lil Wayne can't miss. He can get on there and say some bullshit. And he's like, oh my god, Wayne the bad. I'm like, he said so, that wasn't as hard as imagine, but all right.
So like even like my girl, she judges the battles off lyrics, so she was leaning more towards like Jeezy, because she would say like this song versus this song, and she really goes through the lyrics. She's a lyrical person. So
I mean, I get that. I mean, I respect that, but I'm like, that nigga didn't say like.
But when
if doing contrast, okay, I see it. But I'm
because like it's a big difference.
But what do you expect? Like
when I look at the lyrics, and I'm like, well, Gucci ain't making lyrical songs. He's making club bangers. He making thug music.
Thank you. The reason
Jeezy was making lyrical songs.
We got strings.
So to her, she got Gucci winning. I mean, Jeezy winning by a landslide, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's what you into. Like I say,
exactly.
But people have to people. This is what pissed me off about the whole thing. Motherfucker talking about, well, man, Gucci man Jeezy got to be better because he got featured with Jay-Z. I'm like, that don't mean shit. When
Wizard Face said that, bro, I hate when he says that. He says that about everybody too, bro.
Like, bro, listen,
Jay-Z
is an icon. He's an icon, regardless if you like the nigga or not. Like, I go out my way not to give him props, but it's hard because I'm like, man, that verse was harder than motherfucker. Like,
that's me. Just like I said, I go out my way to throw shade at him because people overpraise him.
And look, that's people. You gotta understand this too. I don't have a problem with somebody I don't know. I don't know this man. Probably never gonna meet him. But the fans is what you don't like.
Man.
Like, I don't like people. Like they had little jokes and everything, you know, like the little mean pictures talking about there's a girl like Lauren London saying those are the Jeezy fans, and this bitch that looked like she got brown blood come out of her period was a Gucci Man fan. I was like, yo.
The crazy thing was when I seen this chick, I seen a chick post it, and she looked at like just like actual look. If you was to describe them, they would look more like it was the Gucci fan, but they were trying to diss the Gucci fan. But I'm like, well, she looks like you in real life. Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, but all this is a different side of a coin coming together, and it could be about the culture. Like, I applaud them niggas for getting up there and trying to do it. I think a lot of it was disingenuous, of course, but for the most part, it's like this. It was entertainment.
Yeah.
It stops becoming entertainment when people keep the shit going. Now, I said the whole weekend afterwards, niggas was still talking shit, and I'm like, look, y'all up here counting, beating up niggas' pockets because of the comment about the outfit and the real estate shit. Yeah. I'm like, listen, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And then people feel this is the way to educate other people about what's going on. I'm like, y'all ain't even gotta do that. Like, you don't know neither one of these niggas. Now, I can be empathetic if somebody lost something, this, that, and the other. He's trying to preach people being grown men. Both of these niggas are in their 40s. Both of them are in their 40s.
Yeah.
And if you've been around this long, it's not about you being relevant, it's about you staying low. Now, it's funny that everybody picks and chooses which sides for whatever reason, but people also make excuses for sucker shit. That's why you don't like fans. Like, when you heard that people like, well, nigga, what you still doing listening to R. Kelly? That's R. Kelly, my nigga. Like, I can't stop listening to the shit. And it ain't got nothing to do with your social thing. Like, I can't cancel R. Kelly. If R. Kelly's first song came out when I was in 4th grade and we listen to this every day, like, it's hard to let that shit go.
I'm hooked.
But I can cancel who the fuck I want to cancel. I don't have to sit up here and roll with your social narrative because you think it's the right thing to do. That's not the case. Because if you think about how many fights were made between all them songs on that Versus thing, I don't even want to hear about nothing positive, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I really watched this nigga play The Truth diss. I'm just up to like,
bro, and he sung the whole song.
Yes.
Hey, the crazy part was he started it off with a diss. I think this was a strategic move.
Of course,
because it was Gucci go first, and the song starts off with, "This is round one of Gucci Man versus Jeezy." It started off like you gotta play that first, but then in the song he getting disrespectful. Well, use a perfect example of what a crab is.
I was like,
all the Chris was mad.
Like, oh, you'll be fucked up.
This Gucci wildin', bro. Gucci need to chill low, like, bro.
But nigga, this is for the new niggas,
right?
Well, if you were grown back then, we play that song every day. They had nothing to do with no gang shit, and that's what tickles me about people saying you don't fuck with Jeezy. I'm like, no. One of my favorite rappers right now, Schoolboy Q, right. Vince Staples. Them niggas are Crips,
right?
But I fuck with their music. I don't like Jeezy because it's just something off about the nigga. And then you hear all these stories about this nigga getting hold. I'm like, it's hard to take Trap Star serious if you let Rick Ross, correctional officer ass, try to choke you. And then Freddie Gibbs, I'm fucking Freddie Gibbs. A nigga put you in the headlock in front of Freddie Gibbs? What Gibbs got to lie on you for?
Right.
So I'm like, you can't really talk this gangster shit.
You know, Big Meech and them, Jeezy was they little peon.
Well, of course he was, because they were trying to push Blue Da Vinci snitch ass.
Yeah.
Also another, like, it don't matter for real who you pick in the situation, because it's just a whole bunch of celebrated dick riding. Because it's one way to be you can be a friend. You can be somebody, like, you can be a fan. But when niggas say outlandish shit, you be like, wow. One of the homies from Trevin, he was telling me, like, yo, why these niggas want Quando Rondo to die though? Like, y'all want him to die for real because of what he did to a nigga y'all heard about?
He didn't even do it though. He made a song about it. And he ain't say nothing wrong in his song. He said, if niggas attack you like that, y'all better do what y'all gotta do to get out that shit.
But people take sides in the beef that they're not even a part of. Like, this beef shit is serious.
Yeah.
And people as fans get immersed in it like this is what it's supposed to be. This is art imitating life. Yeah. No, nigga, you don't need to be there. And look, it's like I said, it's the women. It's a girl that says something like, so
it's always the women.
Yeah, cause no,
it's always
it's bitch raised niggas saying that shit too. I'm like, bro, but listen, grandma. But see, you get pressed on if you a nigga saying some shit. Women, no, bitch, shut the fuck up. Now it's starting to become an equal where women get pressed the same damn way because
they want equal rights. Give them it. Give them that equal rights.
I knew that was coming. I walked right into that one like, yo, he about to hit me with this.
Hey, they want equal rights.
That was his counterpunch.
A bitch better not ever ask me in the office to lift something because it's high up and heavy. Nah, bitch, you ain't equal right. You get paid exactly what I get paid, bitch. Get a step stool. Get a gym membership.
And she got one. Get off that fucking elliptical, bitch, and go on and hit some calisthenics, nigga.
Right.
Shit, you should be able to lift your body weight anyway. Right. He woman. Megan Stallion can do it. You know, fucking, but
that's another thing that happened. She dropped the album this past weekend. She dropped the she only had one nice song in there, and that was actually the diss song, Shots Fired.
Nah, I was never gonna listen to that. I love Megan Stallion. Like, I like how she looking on other shit, but it's like I really can't listen to female rapping because what are they talking about that I give a fuck about? They're not saying shit
they don't. Like, but you know, I work hell of hours, so I bump shit, and I actually didn't download it. I just played it because I got Apple Music. I just played it, went through it once. It was that shit was trash.
I don't feel like I'm gonna waste my time doing that.
Trash.
And you know, you can be a fan of how somebody look because bitches go to the basketball game just to look at the niggas. They don't give a fuck about going to the game.
Right.
They're trying to be somebody's baby mama. It makes perfect sense. Like, I just don't have any interest because when I figure out that these women don't write their own songs and they just be up there instigating beef.
Well, hold on now.
Who writes their own
There's
shit?
A lot of niggas out here that don't write their shit. And Nicki writes majority of hers.
Well, I mean,
Meg writes a lot of hers. She's fairly new, so.
What I'm saying is this. If it doesn't bother you, you don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I stopped believing in rappers a long time ago because I knew it was all entertainment.
Yes, the same with me.
You know what I'm saying?
I used to be music persuades you, music moves you, music controls your emotion. And once I realized
it's hypnotic.
It is hypnotic. Once I realized that shit does that, and then that combined with that niggas ain't living what they saying. They're either talking about their past or they talking about what they seen or they making shit up. Once I got that mixture of all four of those, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I following this shit?
Yeah.
And then I went through a phase of I don't follow no one. Like, I don't even add celebrities on my Instagram up until like last year or the year before when I added LeBron. And then I got like four to six celebrities on there right now.
Oh, so you fuck with LeBron again, huh?
I went the whole phase of fuck LeBron.
Yeah, he went to Miami.
I'm mad you remember that.
Like he was on some bullshit for moving to Miami over Cleveland.
But that was the thing.
Cleveland never comes first.
That was the thing. What I had to grow. Once I grew and I realized that's that man's choice. Why the fuck?
It wasn't a hard choice, but
we all strives to let's go to Miami and kick it. That man went down there because he can't afford to live, and I would probably do that if I had the money. Once I got that in my head, then I'm like, I'm tripping for blaming him.
If he wanted to be the king of Cleveland, he could have done the shit. It's just you got to deal with the mob up there. But other than that,
then he came back for 4 years.
Well, that got your pussy wet, so don't even worry about that stupid shit. I was like, yeah, he came back, he did that for the fans, because they lost a whole lot of shit when he left. So it was only good he did. Well, man, we understand. You gave us a championship. You can go to LA if you want to. That's what I could fuck with. I'm like, all right, bro.
That was a growth stage for me of realizing I was being a bitter bitch. Like, how am I mad that this nigga is living his life and choose to play elsewhere? If he want to play elsewhere, let that man play elsewhere.
Well, people don't embrace change very well.
Yeah, change. Ooh, I just start seeing that too. Like, change is something like people.
Because people have to keep some shit going. You gotta understand too. Growth is an opinion, depending on who the fuck you ask. Now, with these beefs or whatever the case may be, I don't even call them beefs. I just call them social disagreements, because you can fix what need to be fixed. It's just people gonna stick to their guns, and if you feel like somebody pressing you, you're gonna get defensive, and then it's gonna be a situation that can extend to some violent shit happening. Understandable, but we're young old dudes now, so it's like, man, that shit ain't even worth it, because what do you get out of this? Now, this situation right here with Jeezy and Gucci is an anomaly, because usually you don't end your beef on no versus battle. That just doesn't happen. Like, you squash it because lives and money is being lost. We can't fuck this up because me and you mad at each other. We can work together, or we can work apart from each other, but I don't need my name coming out your fucking mouth if this shit is squashed. I don't need to hear nothing about that. I can respect that as a man. But when people exploit each other, it's unnecessary. Like, a nigga exploited the beef to sell the fucking pay-per-view, like, to sell get streams. Niggas got played. Motherfuckers ain't talking about that shit because, oh man, well, I'm a fan.
So you think they got played for doing the verses?
No, they didn't get played at all. They got.
You talking about early in their career?
No, I mean, you gotta. It's just like boxing.
Yeah, you gotta sell.
You see this motherfucker sell the fight. Yeah, act like we about to fight at the weigh-in. Talk shit the whole time, and then after the fight is over,
smack my girl's ass at the weigh-in.
After the fight is over, they hug each other. This nigga just punched your face shut on this side. Right. But you gave a nigga a hug. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? When I realized it was all showmanship, you don't get mad.
Some of that shit is real.
But are you gonna really
hold on now. Some of it is real in the sense of you're acting, but your acting becomes real.
That's just like you telling the girl I love you and you don't really mean it, but you don't want to say I love you by yourself. You lied to yourself. You lied to the situation.
No, but what I'm saying is like
no. It's it's a lie, but you say it so much that you forget that you lied
all the time. But
damn,
I'm saying what you saying happens, but I'm saying sometimes in boxing, some people's characters be fake real. Like you playing that character
fake real. What?
Cause they come into it playing this character. Right, and then like the one UCF guy, he plays a racist guy. He acts like a racist guy, right? Where he goes out his way to piss you off. But now we know he do it to get us intrigued, to get us like, oh, I want to see this motherfucker lose. Yeah. He comes out to be the villains. I want him to get his ass beat. He's doing that on purpose because whether he wins or lose, he gets more money the more people watches. You know what I'm saying? So, but he still came out and called his opponent a wetback, right? He still came out racist and called him a wetback. So regardless, to the fans, he sold the fight to us. We want to see him get his ass whooped. Or if you are a racist, you're probably like, oh yeah, whoop this wetback's ass. But that Mexican who he about to fight is really mad. Like, nigga, you just said what? You see what I'm saying? So it's fake real. Because it's like, it's wrestling. It's WWE.
Yeah.
It's WWE. And like, I seen Big Time Fighter. He was doing a weigh-in and his girl bent over. What's his name, man? His girl bent over beside him. and when she bent over, the opponent smacked her on the ass.
Yeah, as he's supposed to.
You're not supposed to smack
Yes,
my woman's ass, motherfucker.
Why is she? Look, this is the moment.
It's like a pan or something dropped. She picked it up and he reached over and smacked her ass.
Nigga,
I'm punching you.
You're selling the fight.
I don't give a fuck. You just disrespected my wife.
You just showed how goofy you could be if put in that situation.
Oh my god.
What difference does it make? We gonna fight anyway.
That's
nigga.
true.
Don't fuck this money up because she made this about her.
Well, you know what?
Because this is our moment in the fight.
This fight, I'm making her put sexual claims on you or whatever. I forget who it was, man, that did it, but it's someone famous. Like, as soon as I think of the name, you can be like, what? Yeah, that shit really happened.
Why is she bending over and we're at the weigh-in? What the fuck is she doing?
Someone dropped something, like he dropped something at that. The husband dropped something. I can't remember about.
Why is she at the weigh-in?
I don't know, man.
What, like, no.
That's his wife. Like, his wife. Like,
no. That's look. I'm not at my woman's job while she does the social worker shit, handing her shit. No,
she probably works.
Go to work. Nah, bitch.
When you got that type of money, like
how much money is enough money for your bitch to bother you all day and you don't want to make any money? Let me know.
Some people don't look at it as bothered, man.
Oh yes,
other races so they girls around like that.
So they enjoy her company 24/7.
Other races do.
Shut the fuck up.
Not I.
Ain't one man like to be around his bitch looking at him with that look like this all day. Nobody want to see that dumb shit. Go on with that, man. Come hard in that, nigga.
Nah, for real. but that shit. So I mean, it's WWE in the sense of sell the fight. But then sometimes you go too far without the other person. Like, I got a line, just don't cross this line, right? And you might cross this line trying to settle a fight. Now, I'm really mad. We really gonna fight anyway.
It's all entertainment.
But I might catch you outside.
It's all entertainment. I mean, you can tell what's real.
Yeah.
After the fact. Not while it's happening. When you get a cool head like, oh, that nigga was serious about that one.
Yeah, so the verses was entertainment. I could tell a lot of that shit was set up, and a lot of it I found out afterwards, rewatching it.
Some of the sound bites, I'm like, yeah, that was fucked up, but this is entertainment. Like, yeah, we smoking on Pookie Loke tonight. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, but so let's dig into the Pookie guy. Do you think that was Jeezy's boy or a nigga Jeezy probably just met, or because it was 4 of them? Was it 3 or 4? 3 or 4 of the niggas, right?
It
was a couple niggas.
I'm not.
And he chased them down and got one, right? So, do you think maybe Jeezy had this conversation with this guy, and then he brought along these 2 guys, and like, I'm gonna just split it with y'all?
I don't know how to.
And then
I can't speak about particulars because one.
But what I'm saying is, people don't look at that. They think this is Jeezy's right hand. Jeezy's right hand ain't doing no dirt for him no more. They get millions.
Well, my thing.
I'm gonna put you in a position where you ain't gotta touch this shit.
When Jeezy they said Jeezy hit. Well, they were talking like the motherfucker was doing all right before he got on and start rapping. So that's one thing. But if you send somebody in my name to take a nigga's chain and kill a motherfucker, I don't have to know you like for real. So it makes perfect sense why when he's saying shit about the man on the other end of the damn stage, that dude wasn't bothered because it might have been a business transaction that didn't get finished.
Right.
It's what the fuck
I'm saying he might not even know the dude. Well, he might have only seen him once. He might have, you know what I mean?
I mean, these are all variables.
Yeah, but they make it seem like this is his best friend.
But these are people squawking about a situation they heard about. This is what fans do.
Now, don't
fans
get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Worse.
Don't get me wrong.
I said wrong.
And this is sad to say, the shit is funny and entertaining when Gucci does it. Like, even back in the day when he first put the song out. And motherfuckers thought this was a new song. I can show you a text thread where motherfuckers is arguing with me like, no, look, it's on Apple Music. Like, nigga, he just put out Apple Music because it was on a mixtape.
Yeah, he said he put up the mixtape. He promoted it too. When he was on there.
They both dropped. He dropped the album. He dropped the mixtape both on Apple.
But people weren't watching the battle by themselves. Yeah. They had parties to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I stumbled across some motherfuckers live streaming. I'm like, well, nigga, I ain't got to pay for nothing. Go ahead.
Well, I just watched it on Instagram.
Yeah.
I watched the actual live stream.
I mean, they were waiting forever. Like, it started late, so I mean.
Yeah, they did. It took 48 minutes to start it up.
But I mean, you know, it's entertainment. I'm not gonna take it a step further and start demonizing one side or another side. Like, people want you to choose sides because I mean, you can't just be a fan of both. Well, man, you gotta like.
But I was saying that about the Pookie guy because I said it to say I don't really judge Jeezy for it. Like, I make jokes about it or whatever, but I don't really judge him for it because I don't think he knew the guy because he wasn't emotionally bothered by the guy. Everybody like, well, how do you think Pookie's mom feel? Like, why would Jeezy do this? And I'm thinking like, I don't think Pookie's mom knows Jeezy, and Jeezy doesn't know Pookie's mom. Like, I don't think Jeezy knows Pookie. But people
need an emotional thing to latch on to further their argument.
Yeah.
You start dropping facts, but I would have felt. We're not talking about feelings. We're talking about what happened.
Yeah.
If you felt some shit is wrong, you can't make that into a viable argument if I'm dropping facts. Now, my facts aren't necessarily the truth to you, but you need to take it as such because you're a person that's on looking to a situation that only everybody in that room knows what happened. Now, everybody else after that is speculating. We're speculating about what was done. Now, this is what the court documents say. But we know that court documents can be fabricated. They can be lies. They can be some shit. So, we're talking about Atlanta. They don't give a fuck about no nigga getting shot in Atlanta. Are we serious about this shit? So, it's like, what is y'all's argument really about? Enjoy the entertainment as it comes. Because, look, that was the best one I've seen. I've seen a couple of them. I'm like, I fuck with this one. Because the nostalgic purpose was one thing. And I'm like, man, look, these niggas can look past the stupid shit. I personally couldn't. But if they can do that, good for them. Shit, go ahead.
Right.
Because people start bringing legacies into a question when they have these type of discussions. Like, if they've been rivals their whole career.
Right.
But the song that brings them together is their first song officially together. You supposed to do that shit. You're supposed to do that.
Is that not a circle come complete?
That's how it's supposed to go. So when a nigga say, hey, fuck everybody else in here, it's just me and you in here, nigga. We're gonna do this shit one last time for the culture. I'm like, that's how you supposed to end that shit. That's exactly how you supposed to end that shit.
So all right, two things. The first thing is if you was to judge the very last song which they did together, who would you give credit to? Who would you give that song to? Like
Zaytoven.
Do you say that's a tie because it's both of them on it? Because this is how I looked at it. Because I tell people all the time, I said, well, Gucci wins the Icy because the whole beef was around that song. And the beef was Jeezy wanted it on his album. Gucci said no. So since Gucci said no, that's what the whole beef was.
I know, right? That's why I'm laughing because I'm up there like,
Gucci
damn, that's right. So Icy is on the Gucci man's album.
Gucci said no, and that's when they fell out. They probably had words or whatever. They fell out, and that's when the hoe put the money on your homeboy get killed about it, and you still don't get no rights to this song.
Hey man,
so I gave that to Gucci.
I really don't have a horse in this race because it's like this. I took it for what it was. Now, I don't think Gucci won the battle at all, to be honest with you.
Damn.
And that's the shit that fucks me because look, not Gucci. Jeezy's a corny ass nigga. Yeah. He's never been like gangster shit aside. I'm like, nigga, so what do you do? Like
he also didn't marry black, so he also lost that against me. I was anti-Jeezy the whole time because of that. Yeah,
man,
very black, man.
He a corny nigga, but you gotta let that ride, bro. Listen.
I'm on that shit. I'm on that female shit. You know, females people they
why are we congratulate themselves? No, man, I'm not giving a fuck about that.
Nah.
Hey, people who the fuck make you happy.
Don't say this is for the culture and you marrying a Chinese woman.
So that make him less for the culture because of who he married?
Fuck yeah.
How?
This the same bitch that also said that black men ain't good for nothing but side dick.
But black women say that shit about us too. What's the difference?
Same difference as a nigga calling a nigga a nigga.
So you have no argument. Just say that. Make no motherfucking difference who that man married, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he happy, man, do your thing. Don't worry about the fuck these fickle motherfuckers got to say about that. Because this is like this. You put your relationship out there for people to see.
Right.
You lost the gangster shit with me. You lost that a long time ago.
Just for being in a relationship?
No, you lost the gangster shit because everybody, like, you getting pressed and you losing. Like, everybody gonna take an L. But if it's consecutive L's,
you talking about because
consecutive L's, like motherfuckers,
they little bro in him.
Yeah, like little nigga, like
nugget.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you lost that. But nigga, if you find a woman that fuck with you for real, come on, man. I can't knock no nigga for being with who fuck. Like, it can be some bullshit, but I'm not gonna sit up here and have that bitter taste in my mouth because he didn't choose nobody. I don't give a fuck about that, bro. Listen. He not dissing no black women because he's not with a black woman. If he over here holding this bitch in the air like she the championship trophy, that's
a whole nother topic too. Because I don't get why niggas do that. There's a lot of niggas that go out their way to diss women, and I be posting a lot of stuff on my Facebook, some stuff like where they should change. Oh, and they get so heated.
No,
black women get so heated.
They get upset because nothing in this country says you like. There's women that actually want to be submissive to a man. Everybody comes to them women like, bitch, you a weird ass. Like, no, you supposed to. Because how the fuck are y'all queens and y'all don't have the kingdom? Answer that for me, man.
They don't even have a king.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't realize
they go together. But we are in a country where women are not listening to shit you got to say. So niggas get done every which way because women don't respect men, and niggas don't respect. I know we don't respect women.
Yeah, it's a terrible relationship.
You're a pussy with a name. Like that happens.
It's a terrible relationship that needs to be fixed from both sides.
So I'm not gonna knock.
And the only way to
Jay
fix
Jenkins Jr. Forget what the Janie made. Like, that ain't her name. But fuck it.
The only way to fix it though is to fix yourself and then train your kid, teach your kids right.
How you gonna train yourself when you don't think nothing wrong? What you doing?
No, I'm saying with with relationship with females.
They don't think they're doing nothing wrong.
Yeah, I know.
We just gotta find I know we don't think we do nothing wrong, man. It's just another bitch. Bitch, you acting like this.
You gotta find one that do, and you just gotta work on yourself, like being respectful and unfortunately, your position.
Unfortunately for black women, the woman that's supposed to do that for him happens to be Asian. So run up on her if you want to, bitch. Yeah, on your neck, nigga. That's what it is.
Another thing I wanted to touch bases on is, what do you think Gucci's mental state is like? Do you think he has terrible anxiety from that night? Or cause when I think about killing someone, like I grew up like telling myself like I'm going to kill a cop before I die.
You say you gonna kill a cop?
I'm going to kill a cop before I die. I used to say that. I used to like niggas say they prayers before they go to bed. I used to. I had bump beds.
I'm laughing because I can see you doing that, but I'm like,
no.
I would have never thought. I would have never like. I can see you praying. And I'm like, man, what the fuck,
bro? Listen. No, for real. This really happened. It happened maybe 4 to 6 times. I'm laying. I had a bunk bed with me and my younger brother, right? And I had the top bunk, and I'm just laying there, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna kill a cop before I die. Mind you, I'm only 12, but I was.
I'm not supposed to be laughing at this shit.
You remember when I was 12? How big I was on blood, like, bro, like red flag hanging out my pocket. All my jeans got some type of red in them. Got a red tee on every day, like.
Yeah.
I was a terrible person, and I kept that blicker on me. Oh my God, I kept a gun on me. I'm telling y'all. So I used to sit here and say that all the time, and then as I got older and older, and I had more opportunities to do shit, and I was like really on that shit. But then as I got past the shit, got the street, a lot of shit humped me, like blows my anxiety.
Anxiety.
I can't say it right now.
Xanax?
Anxiety.
Oh, anxiety. Okay, this nigga said some other shit. I'm like, anxiety?
It makes my anxiety crazy. Anxiety? So like, I be thinking like it weighs heavy on my mental about killing someone, and so I'm thinking like, dang, he actually went through it. I wonder if that bothers him now. What do you think? You think that shit fucks with him a
I
lot?
think
Do you got shit like that fuck with you? Anxiety from like your past and doing a bunch of shit.
I tried to settle any minor shit because I don't like the idea of having to look over my shoulder.
Yeah,
And
that's my
the
anxiety.
thing is, you don't really know how people take it. Like I say, some people just like, oh man, that's part of the game. But other motherfuckers like, yeah, like I don't.
So it is part of the game, and when I was in the game, I never worried about nothing. That's the craziest shit. When I was in the game, I didn't worry about none of that shit.
It was just you then.
Yeah.
But now you have shit to lose, so it's a legitimate thing that keeps you up at night because that can happen. And I mean, I understand that. But to keep it on topic, in his situation, of course he feels something about it.
Yeah.
Because you built your career off of doing some reactionary shit. Like, I'm not going to let you take that or kill me.
Yeah.
So, your legend builds from there. And that legend is so influential throughout the rap game, if you understood, because one thing I don't like about Jeezy is it's just always been Jeezy. Like, you've had a lot of niggas up under you. Where are they at? Where did they go?
Nobody on.
But Gucci, man, his fingerprints on all these new niggas coming up out of Atlanta. Like, you can see that.
Even people not from Atlanta. Nicki Minaj.
Oh, yeah, they fuck with. I mean, come on.
He put her out.
You polarizing.
He put her out.
Polarizing as fuck. So it is what it is. But of course, you feel something about
and
that.
Even when he couldn't put people out, like he put them in a place where they would get out. So like people would say, "Oh, nah, Wayne blew Nicki up," but Gucci introduced Wayne to Nicki, like, "Yo, blah blah blah." When
as he should have.
Yeah.
Because we all
when Gucci went to jail, it was the same thing with the Migos and somebody else. He like, yo,
I fuck with, and you know what?
Put them out.
I fuck with the Migos. Like,
oh man, it's crazy because like
I fuck with them.
When they first
like I didn't want to give him a chance. Like, man, these little
when they first came out though, like all the old heads was like, man, you can't hear understand what these motherfuckers saying, and I was like, yeah, you can't. And then they was just dissing them, but like I'm like, the music is highly entertaining. And then as you just listen, you're like, nah, I can understand exactly what they're saying. I can rap a whole Migos song right now.
I got a couple.
All 3 verses.
I got a couple Migos songs in my
oh
playlist.
Man, I love Migos, man.
But that shouldn't be a reason why.
I don't think there's no other group better than them in history.
I'm not gonna go there.
Rap. I'll go there. And I don't think Quavo can rap. I think he is great at ad-libs.
He's polarized.
Just like Jeezy's ad-libs was great. I think Quavo's is.
Oh, no. There's no doubt in my mind about who's polarizing. That situation. Like, that motherfucker's hard. Nigga.
Yeah. But when they all did their own single albums, I was like, oh, all these is trash. They all had like one good song on each one, maybe 2 Quavo's, but they all was trash. Like even on Quavo's, his most memorized song on his was him saying he fucked Nicki Minaj, and I only remember that because it was Nicki Minaj. I ski on your face. Like that's like the song was trash though, but it was just like it's like a diss track. It's a diss track basically. So diss tracks are more catchy and people tend to cling more to them.
Well, in my mind, it don't really bother me none that all this shit happened because I mean rap is entertainment. They've made so much money off of us having a difference of opinion, and they do everything to make black people partisan when it comes to our issues with each other. So it makes sense that when you look at who thought what was supposed to be what, like, come on, man, like, if you respect real street shit for the most part, you was over there with the Gucci Man faction. Yeah. Everybody likes a commercialized conservative shit. That's where the Jeezy shit came in.
It's crazy though because, and I guess this is people trying to make Jeezy street. Jeezy grew up in the street, so I'm not taking that from him or nothing. But I'm saying like everybody's saying the real gangsters rock with Jeezy, and it's like, well, nah, the street niggas actually really rock with Gucci. Like Gucci, but can't give that street life up. Don't get me wrong, like I gave that shit up, so I should be more of a Jeezy nigga, right? Because I'm like, get that shit up. I can get away from that shit.
But that's about who you fuck with the hardest. Listen. I have a lot of love in my heart for niggas that make it out, cause that's what it's about. If you doing this, you selling, you verbally, sonically serving hate to people, instead of selling drugs and shit, you can do that, because there's always gonna be a market for motherfuckers that want to find their way out. That shit, like I say, thug motivation, classic. Yeah. Regardless of what the situation is. But the politics is what drags people under. So for a man to sit up here and find his way out of there, we applaud all that other shit. But the real street shit, after a while you can tell who's what. And it's not you riding or digging into nothing. It's just like people make excuses as fans for niggas doing whole shit. I said something about the nigga putting some change with somebody's head. Nobody had an argument for that. I'm like, oh, well, you gonna be friends with a nigga that you had to get killed? Well, you doing some grown man shit. I'm like, nah, nigga, you've been legitimate for the last 5 years. You kind of remember what that was like to be out here with everybody else, right? Yeah. You just say that I'm rolling with him because he said this. Right. Don't demonize the other side because you disagree. Because that's where that shit starts to go bad.
Well, that's what everybody do is when they disagree, instead of just saying, I got some bias for this reason. No, I'm gonna belittle the opponent. I'm gonna show you why the opponent is less than, instead. Because I was telling him, what's his face, like bro, you got some bias in you, and every time I speak on the Gucci, I would say I might be biased. I always tell them I might be a little biased, but y'all don't acknowledge y'all's bias.
No, why would they?
Because y'all came into it saying Jeezy, and you walked out saying Jeezy. I came into it saying Gucci, and I walked out saying Gucci. I might have some bias, and I'm sitting here telling y'all I have some bias because I also don't think he played a lot of songs that I wanted him to play. So,
of course.
So
that goes without saying though. Like I knew he wasn't gonna do that. I'm like, oh yeah.
But and then I'm like, it's somewhat staged.
Oh, 100% staged.
But next topic, what do you think we get out of that? How do we learn from this? What is there to learn from it? All of the above on that topic.
Well, I mean, what I got out of it is, simply life is too short. I can't imagine having my stomach turn because somebody say a nigga's name around me, and motherfuckers don't acknowledge what they do to people that is, that's hurtful or whatever. And I just couldn't deal with that personally in my mind. And then this is me as a regular ass dude. So you motherfucker with money, and you just gotta sit up here and power through it like it didn't happen. But for the reality of the situation is, man, I can't let that shit go. But I can't do that because he got a couple more cases after that. That left a dark cloud over him for a while, and he couldn't shake it.
He was in a bad space. He was big on drugs. He was out of shape. He was terrible, and that's why I say the anxiety and depression and all that. And that's why I think
that was gonna come anyway because, like, when the deal comes and you putting out mixtape, you just doing your thing, you staying in your lane. There's gonna be stress that comes with that any damn way. But for him, to see him turn his life around and be more about business, and even trying to shake the little boogeyman moniker that had on him, because he was the boogeyman for a while. Like, niggas was not trying to interview him or fuck with him because that, like, man, nigga, your first album was called Hard to Kill.
Yeah, but the 3 years in jail and you sober the whole time, you working out, I think his mental state got real healthy. And then you see he came out and he ain't on that nonsense, and that's why they were able to put this together. But yeah. I think we should learn from this that when we call beef, when we get into it with each other out and about, when we bump heads, when we get into it with our mom, aunt, all that stuff, none of that stuff is forever, but death is. So we should not lead with our emotions, not oh, you said fuck me and I'm mad. We shouldn't end it right there and throw everything away off of a simple emotion when, in all reality, 20 years later, we'll be friends again. Or, in some cases, a month, a year, or 5.
It's really about how much you can get your eyes back on the prize and heal from the shit. Like, a botched murder attempt or robbery attempt, it's hard to let that shit go.
Yeah.
Regardless of... It more speaks to your the fire you have as a person, your will to let some shit be what it is. But For the most part, some people just can't take L's like that, and I understand that completely. For me, the best thing about the whole battle, I mean, we are in a bad time in general, and we all need to see some type of unity. But it was good to relive those, late 2000 years and shit for a moment. It felt good like a moment, and that's what music does. It brings people together because I didn't give a fuck about who won.
Yeah.
Like some of the songs are like, damn, Jeezy did make that song, or why didn't Gucci play this? Like, it's good to do that because it brings back the memories associated with the shit.
I'm happy for both them brothers. I'm happy for both their mentals. I hope they prosper and make a lot of good music.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm just a fan, bro. Like,
yeah, I'm just a fan.
I don't care who won.
And I'm
so
a
a
fan.
motherfucker sit up and like, bro, you wrong, bro. Like, nigga, so I got a wrong opinion?
Right?
Like, quit talking to me,
that's another thing I didn't mean to say is everybody stop being so emotional over it. It's just an opinion, and trust me, we all judge music differently. You might like the beat, I might like the lyrics. You might like the lyrics, I might like the tempo of it and the theme of it or whatever. But this have been dope. Please subscribe, follow, listen to more. Throw me out some topics. If you got an interesting story, reach out. Beastie Brad got his own thing going on. He'll plug himself in real quick.
What's happening? Brad, the motherfucking dad, BC be thy name, all social medias. I'm also running behind a little bit with the Free Lunch Bunch on Anchor and Spotify, but I'm gonna get that shit going here in a second. Bro, what we got, nigga?
So, love you guys. Peace. Stay positive. Drop that nonsense beef. And always remember, do not lead with your emotions. Your emotions are temporary feeling.
Stay strapped, nigga.
HB bought your car, HB bought your chain. Left him and then that fat nigga did the same thing. No loyalty, it jump click to click. He's a rapping prostitute, he jump dick to dick. I'm so icy. You're not icy at all. Your jewelry look like it came out the middle of the mall. This is chain on my neck, or the watch in my wrist. Maybe the ice in my ear or the break.